need to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
This Pfizer number was off the charts.
Oh yes, Pfizer. Yes.
This Pfizer number, and you know what? It opened up like up 30. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. It opened up 30, 50 cents. Remember, the whole story in Pfizer is that I don't know what happens this year, okay? And obviously revenues are off the charts, but they had revenues at like 22 billion bucks. And they had 2002 and 2003 revenues going straight down. Basically, Pfizer was not going to make any money off this vaccine in the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
The number just comes out, and they've been raising this revenue number for the year. It's crazy. Do you have the article? I want to say it's in the 30 billions now for the year in revenues. So remember, they got revenues going down. They had it at 22 for this year. They had it going down to basically 0 in 2 years. Now the revenues are not just 22; they're going up to 30 something. You know, the market's got it. The market is so far behind on the revenues in the next 2 years that I think this is going to force them maybe tomorrow to start raising. You got to raise that back end, because if you're wrong there, this stock trades $60. I mean, it's like ridiculous. So I don't. This was another mistake. This was something that was a. I think it's a mistake. You know, people just, I don't know. Maybe they sleep. I have no idea. Or the thinking is simply they're not going to do. You know, that after this year, it's literally still going to go off the cliff. I don't know, but we're talking about it started at 22. It's in the, where is it? 33.5 billion. A few months ago it was 22. So, I mean, we're talking about significant ramping of revenues as things, as the Delta comes in, as boosters and whatnot. I know there was negative news earlier today that they weren't going to give them, the FDA wasn't giving them a booster right away. So I saw something that it's meaningless. They're printing money. Okay. Printing money.
Right.
So that said, this stock is, it's taken off here from the 42 level. I think it goes, you have a 33 to 40 and a half, which is about $7. 7 plus 38 and a half gets me 45. Maybe it pauses at 45. I don't think so. I think this is one where, you know, the market is looking for things that are not as dangerous as these tech stocks in China, or maybe you get something in the US where they start looking at antitrust, and who knows how it all works. But, you know, when that happens, you see what happened to the tech stocks when everybody's trying to get out at one time. I think the world is, I think the US, let's call the US world, investment world, is thinking about more stable and producing companies, revenues, good earnings, and build America. I think that industrial trade, the CLF, and all that stuff is good for the next year and a half. Just want to see this infrastructure deal go through, to be honest. That'll relieve a lot of my sort of anxiety of going completely all in. But okay, so I just wanted to point out that Pfizer, it was good. What we're seeing some call buying, and I saw some call buying in the where was it? Let's see quickly if I can pick it up here without the pricing. There's a lot more volume here that's popped up in here. So I saw these, the Januaries. These actually look like a buy. I think in the morning, and I think here now. I just saw these right now. I'm looking at this. They look like they're coming into, but I think they're probably thinking exactly what I just said. It's silly that if you look at the back end numbers, it's just silly. Something has to give. Again, it's time versus this revenue drop. Does it drop? If not, every day that goes by, you have to be buying the stock, because it's you know, if they produce another quarter. And by the way, we're getting these companies that are raising estimates in the first and second quarter. Pay attention to that. Remember, good management doesn't need to do that unless they really believe that they're going to hit it. So just pay attention to when a CEO, good management, says, oh, we're in the first and second quarter. Usually you don't need to do it. You can actually kind of, you know, they can use good accountants in these places. They have the best accountants. They can sort of finagle things with accounts receivables and whatnot. At the end of the year, they're going to get to the right number, but they could sort of push things, you know, see if we can push things to the next month, not in this quarter. We don't need it, and we don't want to say anything, but we want to give us a buffer, because Wall Street is so maniacal about these guys hitting their numbers exactly. So, you know, they accountants can figure things out. They move things around a little bit and make sure that okay, it's not the second quarter, third quarter. So when he says, so it's probably going to be up, we're probably, you know, why would they raise numbers so high in the second quarter? Only if they can beat them.
Nice.
Only
nice.
if they can beat them. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's always just a little tidbit over 25 years. I like the first quarter upgrades. The first quarter is like, why would he say that in the first quarter? And then in the fourth quarter, by the way, everything has to match. So, you know, for the year. So you get no room in the fourth quarter. So when they beat in the fourth quarter, you know that they were probably trickling money in to beat just in case. Okay.
Nice,
so anyway, that's
nice.